Hello everyone. Hey, I'm out here today at one of my favorite little parks. Great setting for what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to be talking about the book of Jonah, the story of Jonah and the whale. I'm going to tell you 3 things about Jonah, or 12 things, about Jonah. But be sure and go read the book for yourself. It's only 4 chapters and they're only like 2 or 3 pages, the total length of the book. So read for more details. I'm just going to tell you 12 important things about him. Number 1 is it's not necessarily an exaggerated fishtail. James Bartley, who lived between 1870 and 1909, can attest to that fact, as he was swallowed by a sperm whale and lived to tell about it. The whale washed up on the beach and they found him alive inside the whale. It died of constipation, by the way. Let's see, the other kind of whales, the toothless whale sharks, if they were to swallow you, they would spit you out before they actually swallowed you. Okay, so that's one thing. It's not a totally unrealistic story here like some may think. Number 2, God called Jonah to go to Nineveh and to tell them to turn from their wicked ways. 2. Number 3, Jonah was more than qualified for this mission. He was a Hebrew prophet in the northern kingdom, and they were later captured by the Assyrian Empire later on. That's number 3. Number 4, he did not want to prophesy to the Assyrians because he didn't want them turning from their wicked ways. He didn't think they deserved the salvation that God was wanting to give them. Number 4. Number 5, he ran in the total opposite direction, disobeying God. He went to Joppa, the seaport in Israel, and he boarded a boat that was headed to Tarish. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. That is number 5. Number 6, when he got on the boat, a really bad storm blew in. People on the boat were freaking out. They didn't know what to do. They were about to capsize and die. And so they, come to the conclusion that they needed to throw Jonah over, although it wasn't what they wanted to do. But they did it anyway. The seas calmed, and Jonah started sinking to the bottom. Well, God's like, not through with you yet, Jonah. You haven't done what I said. So he sent a whale, swallowed him up. He lived in the whale's belly for 3 days. And what did he do? What else are you going to do in the belly of a whale besides pray? So that's what he did, and asking God to rescue him. And that gets us down to, let's see, number 4, 6, the storm blew in. 7, he was swallowed and prayed, and then Jonah sent the whale and had him vomit Jonah out on dry land. So Jonah went on about his life, and God said, nope. I told you I wanted you to go to Nineveh, and that's what I want you to do still. So this time, Jonah decided to listen, and he headed that way. It was like a 3-day journey or whatever. He gets to Nineveh, and it's a very important city. There's over 120,000 people living there. That's the size of Waco, Texas, Stamford, Connecticut, or Topeka, Kansas, if you're wanting some reference for scale there. So he walks to the center of town. I always thought this small town, dirt road, a little box to stand on. But no, we're talking about a huge, major city here. And he gives the shortest sermon on history, 8 words. He says, 40 days from now, Nineveh will be destroyed. Closed his book, walked off the podium, and that was the end. He did what God said, barely, but he did it. And so then he went and started pouting again. Or wait, let's go back and say they changed from their ways immediately and followed God's request. They were open to the message that Jonah gave them. Okay, number 10, Jonah went and started pouting again because he knew they would do that. He knew God would have compassion on him, and that's not what he wanted. He did not want that for the people of Nineveh. He didn't want them to repent and turn from their wicked ways. So when he was pouting, the Lord sent a vine to grow and shade him, and he enjoyed that. The next night, he sent a worm to eat a hole through the vine, and it died. So he was still mad. Jonah can't help but being mad here. And he was fussing, I told you, God, that's what you would do. And then so number 12, God said, so your man of the bush died. Well, you didn't plant it. You didn't care for it. It come up one day and it was gone the next. Should not be more concerned about the people living in Nineveh and that great town. Well, just as God was concerned about the people of Nineveh, he is also concerned about you. And he wants you and I alike to repent from the wicked things that we may be doing, the things that are against his will, and to change the way that we live and do things, and to live for him and bring honor and glory for him. He loves us that much, and he wants to see us living the way he wants us to live. God bless, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.